What's up, guys? Grimsy42 here, back with week 13 of my dwindling garage sales. And I do have some good stuff, but I can tell you I'm a few weeks behind in my recordings, and I believe the garage sales have thinned out. It was 37 degrees this morning when I got out of work, so it was very cold. But anyways, like I said, there was a bit of a backlog, so I'll probably keep this series going for 2 or 3 more weeks, depending on what I've got here and if I go out again. But anyways, let's get right into it. I got some pretty amazing stuff, and I definitely want to show you guys, so let's jump into it. Okay, the first stuff I want to talk about is actually a trade that I did with a local friend of mine, Sean. He goes to garage sales and stuff too, and he's got a really nice collection of Nintendo games. I'm actually going to cut really quick and give you a quick glimpse without his permission, so hopefully he doesn't mind, of his collection, because I definitely think it's something worth looking at. So check that out. Alright guys, so as you can see, he's got a really nice collection, and he pretty much exclusively collects for Nintendo. He also has a lot of repro cards, which I think is really cool. A lot of games I've never tried before, and some I've never even seen, so he's definitely up on that end of it. So he's really got a good collection. He definitely has more Nintendo games than me. I think on every other Nintendo-based system I'm kind of like even or slightly ahead, because he mainly collects for the NES, but I believe he's over 600 titles. He may actually be over 700. He has a lot of unlicensed cards and stuff like that. But anyways, on to the trade. I had an extra copy of Metal Gear The Twin Snakes, and he's recently been trying to beef up his GameCube collection, so he actually traded me a couple Super Nintendo games. And there were some pretty decent titles, so I was happy to grab them. The first one is a very difficult game, quite the pain in my butt, but anyways, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. And the next one, I've played on the N64, but I've never played this version, so I'm excited to try it out. It's The Legend of Mystical Ninja, and I think that little chibi guy there is Goemon from the N64 series. I can only assume, maybe not, but anyways. Alright guys, so on to the garage sales. The first sale that I went to was an early morning sale, and we actually got an early start. We got there a bit early, and by the time it started, or should have started, nothing was going on. So we were just sitting in our car kind of waiting, because we had an hour till the next sale was going to start. And eventually some people showed up, and they looked like they lived there, and I just popped out of the car, and I asked them, I said, hey, are you guys going to be having the garage sale? And they says, yeah, we're just running a little behind. And I knew some other people would be coming because they'd advertised video games on Craigslist, so just to give myself a better chance, I asked. I says, well, did you still have the video games? And they said, yes. And I said, alright, well, that's pretty much all I'm here to look at, so if you can, let me know whenever I can come check your stuff out, I'd appreciate it. And she says, oh, you can come now. So she pops her garage open, because she had it all in there. And I looked around, and there really wasn't much to choose from. But I did manage to pick up one DS game, and it's Pokemon Ranger Shadows of Alma. I think I got this for $3. So nothing amazing. It's a game I didn't have, so hopefully it's decent. If not, just another game to go on the shelf. Okay, the next place I stopped at was kind of like a larger sale. There was like a whole bunch of stuff. It was like one of those things where it's at one house, but it's like multiple families. And I usually have really good success with those, but this time wasn't that hot. We actually, my friend and I scoured the area, and we only managed to find one thing, and it was actually when we were walking out. But I picked it up, and it was only $1, so that's definitely a good score. And it's Pokemon Yellow Special Pikachu Edition. So it's got a little bit of label damage. So hopefully I can find a better copy, in the future to upgrade. But I'll take it for now because I didn't have it. So unfortunately it doesn't save, but I do know how to replace the batteries. Kind of the janky way with the electrical tape. I would prefer to solder, so I'm actually going to look into getting better at that. Alright, this next sale I went to, I was very excited about because they had a lot of stuff, and I come to find out that unfortunately the sale was actually run by a reseller. And this reseller, what he basically does is, he's this really weird dude. The last time I seen him, he had a bright pink shirt on, and he's got these gigantic sideburns like The Rock had back in like the late 90s. And he's really into wrestling too, so go figure. But he rolls around to sales and he lowballs the people at the sales, and he takes all the stuff back to his house, and he has like a weekly or a monthly garage sale to basically just profit on other people, which kind of sucks. But anyways, I figured I'd see what he had, and there wasn't much to be had, but I did pick up I guess 4 games, so I'll go ahead and show them to you. The first one is an NES game, and it's Vegas Dream. This is one I didn't have, so definitely happy to add it to the collection. It's nothing, amazing, but it's something that I didn't have, so I'll take it. And then the next 2 are Game Boy Color games, and then 1 Game Boy Advance game. So the first one is a complete copy of Looney Tunes Collector Alert. It's got this kind of cool foil box, I don't know if you can tell. I've actually been beefing up my box Game Boy collection, and in a few future videos you'll definitely see what I mean. Right now I've probably got 3, but by the time I'm done filming all these pickups I should have a pretty good stack. So anyways, the next one is Batman Chaos in Gotham. And lastly, this one's actually sealed, and it really caught my interest when I saw the games that were featured in it. It's Capcom Classics Mini Mix, and it's got Bionic Commando and Strider, but then it also has Mighty Final Fight. So I thought that was really awesome. I mean, Mighty Final Fight's a very difficult game to come by. It's about a $100 game. Thankfully I have it, so it was quite the pain to track down, I will tell you. But anyways, so I was really happy to grab this, and I wound up getting all of that for, I want to say $10. He didn't like the offer, and he definitely hemmed and hawed, but I mean, he was there to make money, so fortunately I was able to secure it. Alright, so this last sale I'm going to talk about was definitely the huge score of the weekend. It's something my buddy and I were really looking forward to. The guy actually put his phone number on the listing, so I texted him a few times on Friday asking him about the sale he was going to have on Saturday. And he said he was going to have like NES games, PS1 games, stuff like that. So I was really excited. And, I tried to get pretty friendly with him. That way, hopefully, when I showed up and said, hey, we were talking the other day, hopefully I'd get a decent bundle deal or something like that. And I show up, and we were early again, believe it or not, probably 10 minutes. And I could tell it was his girlfriend or wife, and she was setting up. I didn't see him anywhere. And I went up and asked her, I said, hey, did you have any video games? And she said, yeah, I have this here. And nothing that she had out was really what he was telling me. And she said he went to go get more tables and he'd be back. So I'm standing there, and a few other people start showing up, and they're looking at the video games that are there. And I think a couple of them were actually texting the guy too, because one of them went up to her and said, hey, I'm here for video games. And basically it became a foot race to see who would get to this guy first. And he shows up, and I kind of had position. I was standing there, it was pathetic, but I definitely wanted to see what Nintendo games he had. But long story short, he came out and had a Nintendo system and games in his hand, and I just asked him, I said, can I see the games? And he hands them to me. And you could tell the one dude who I knew was a reseller was just instantly pissed. He was instantly defeated. And there were some decent titles. There is one that, or two, that I won't have to show you because I went to my buddy. It was the Gold Legend of Zelda, and I believe Bases Loaded. Maybe Bases Loaded 2. But I'll go ahead and show you guys what I got. And these were all titles that I needed, so even though none of them are super amazing, there was a decent one, and and anytime you can add games to your collection is a good thing. The first one is a game I had a lot of fun with. It's Track and Field 2 by Konami. I remembered enjoying this a lot as a kid. Okay, next one is Super Spike V-Ball. I think it's got a little bit of fading on it, but the label's pretty solid otherwise, so I'm going to keep my eyes open for an upgrade in the future, but I'll definitely take it for now. Next one is Rygar. It's a game I also have for the Wii. I've yet to try it, so I'm definitely looking forward to giving this one a try. It's by Tecmo, so they made Ninja Gaiden, so hopefully, hopefully it's a decent one. And the last one was definitely the one I was most excited to get. I'd seen it at local game stores, for like $15 or so, and I definitely paid way less than that, so I was excited to pick it up, and it's Clash at Demon Head. Unfortunately, you probably won't be able to see it anyway, but there's a slight little peeling right at the end here on the label, and it's not the sticker, it's just like the glossiness on the top, I guess the plastic covering that's peeling up, so it's not even something I could have re-glued or something, but it's very minor, and this will definitely hold me over until I can find a better copy. But I've been told that this is a very, very good game, so I look forward to trying it out. Okay, so I grabbed that stuff, and then I also grabbed a couple newer games. The first one I grabbed was Devil May Cry 2. And it's got both the discs in there. And then the other one I grabbed, I'm a fan of the show, and I knew the game kind of got crap reviews, so I was waiting to catch it at the right price, and I definitely got it at the right price. It's Walking Dead Survival Instinct. So basically I had these two and the Nintendo games, and then also keep in mind there was a Zelda Bases Loaded, I believe, with that also. And I asked the guy, what he would do, and I'm pretty sure I picked it all up for $25. And considering that The Walking Dead is still like $30 in stores, I was okay with that. It was a pretty good deal for for the quality of titles, and the discs were in amazing shape, so I was okay with that. And that was all I got there. So you guys are probably wondering, like, what's this good stuff? I said that I'd done well. Well, the cool thing is, like I said, because I'd been texting the guy previously, my friend and I went to another sale, and believe it or not, he sent me a text, and he said, hey, I got a couple more games that I had in the house that I hadn't dug out yet. If you were interested in them, we could cut a deal. And I was like, oh, well, what do you got? And he said, some PS1 RPGs, so that instantly caught my attention. And I said, oh, well, can you, just list a few offhand? And, he was like, Final Fantasy Tactics, Alundra 2, Eternalized, Suikoden 2. What? So, we were actually at a sale when I get this text, and I'm basically like, oh my god, we've got to get back there. So, I was pretty sure I wasn't going to be getting garage sale prices on these, but I was thinking I'd get a decent price. And basically how it broke down is I wound up getting all of the games that he had, and I got a very, very good price on it. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys everything I got, and then I'll let you know, what I paid. First one is Eternal Eyes. And it's, it's just a run-of-the-mill, like, generic RPG. It's nothing special, but, whatever. It was an RPG I didn't have. The next one is a bit more of the same, and it's Guardians Crusade. Apparently this case is broken, so... but these jewel cases are easy to replace, and I pick up the cheap sports games anytime I can see them, just to have, spare cases to swap out. Next one, I have the first part to this, so I was excited to grab this one. It's not as good as the first one, but I'll definitely take it. It's Alundra 2. Next we have Shadow Madness. This next one's a pretty decent title. It's by Konami, and I didn't have it, so I was happy to pick it up. It's Azure Dreams. Alright, for the rest of these games, I'm actually going to show them to you in descending order, just to be as cynical as I can. And this first one is definitely quite the desirable title. It's between $50 and $70 online, so I was super pleased to pick it up. Suikoden 5, and I'm a huge fan of this series. This is actually my favorite RPG series. Next is a copy of Suikoden 4. Next, you guessed it, is Suikoden 3. It actually still has the original receipt in it, so this guy definitely took care of his stuff. And this last one, I already had the title, and I'm actually showing you my personal copy for dramatic effects. It actually went to my friend who I had been very actively trying to find the game for a very long time, and it's a very, very expensive game. And it's I believe it's the second most valuable game for the PlayStation 2, so it's definitely something that if you see it at a good price, grab it. And it is personally my favorite game of all time, and that's Suikoden 2. And my copy is obviously in mint condition, as I'm obsessed with this series, but the copy he got was in very, very good condition, so he was definitely happy to grab it, and I'm definitely happy to have it in my collection. So anyways, on to the other end of the story. So Suikoden 2, 3, 4, and 5. There was also a GameCube game that he got, I think it was like Sonic Riders, that was tossed in there, and then, you know, all those other PS1 RPGs. I priced it out quick while we were on our way there, just so I can kind of have, you know, an idea of what it was worth, and I think it was something like 300 plus. And I actually got him to settle on 120, and I know you may think that's a lot, but the Suikoden 2, in the condition it was alone, goes between 120 and 140. So basically it was like getting all the rest free, you know, and the Suikoden 3 is like a $20 game, Suikoden 4 is like $15, Suikoden 5 is, like I said, between $50 and $70, and then all those other RPGs I was adding to my collection. And my buddy wound up getting a couple too. He got Final Fantasy Tactics, I know that, and then I think there was another one or two he grabbed. So I thought it was really a really good score. He was super pleased to get Suikoden really cheap. We kind of broke down the prices and everything, and I think it wound up breaking down to like where he paid like $75 for it. And that is just a phenomenal price to pay for that game. You know, you're not going to find that game unless you catch somebody slipping for anything less than 100. So he was super, super pleased, and I was definitely happy to help him out. You know, it really made my day to get that big game off of his list. You know, that was like one of his most desirable games. So it's definitely a huge weight off my shoulders. But anyways, thanks for sticking around to the end, guys. I hope you enjoyed. And again, I will have more stuff coming. So take care.